So imagine with me for a minute. You're standing in front of the fridge. The door is open, and for the life of you, you cannot remember what you wanted in there. You think and you think, but it's just not coming back. You finally slam the door in frustration and you walk away. And the moment that you walk away, you remember you needed the milk. Have you been there? I know I have. Sweet friend, I just want to tell you, your brain isn't broken. It's just overwhelmed and overloaded. Hey, this is Suzanne. Welcome to the Daily 15. Has this ever happened to you? Today we're talking about brain fog and the daily habits that make it worse. Plus, what busy women just like you and me can do instead. As always, what I'll be sharing are simple, practical steps that you can take in 15 minutes a day. So if you're feeling foggy and you just want to think clearly again, grab your coffee and let's get started. I want you to know that you're not alone in this. So many women that I talk to on a daily basis are struggling with brain fog, whether it is from mom brain, maybe it's the hormonal shifts that come with perimenopause and menopause. Whatever it is, we're not able to think as clearly as we used to. We're not able to remember the things that are on our to-do list and the grocery list, even when we write them down. We're all forgetting simple words mid-sentence, words that we use all the time. And I know I have stood in my fridge on multiple occasions and not had any idea what I was in there to get. But I also want you to know that there are things that we do on a daily basis that contribute to making the brain fog worse. But the good news is, because there are daily habits and we're doing that, there's also solutions. There's also things that we can do on a daily basis to make it better, to be able to think more clearly like we used to, remember the things we need to remember, and to be the women and moms we want to be. Sometimes our daily habits are working against us, and they're making our brain fog worse. So maybe for you, it's dehydration. Your brain is made up of about 75% water. So even the smallest increment of dehydration can really make it hard for your brain to work the way it's supposed to. It'll make it hard to concentrate, and it will reduce your ability to save the important information into your memory. Also, dehydration can cause those afternoon energy crashes. And that's something that we can address. But we often get busy and we like our coffee more than our water or our pop. So we just have to make sure that we think about, is dehydration a problem for us? Maybe it is lack of movement. Most of us spend hours a day sitting behind our desk. If you're spending 6 or more hours a day, this lack of movement actually restricts the blood flow to your brain. That blood flow is key for optimal brain function. And how often are we sitting at our desks staring at screens? And this also affects our ability to focus deeply on the work in front of us. The third daily habit that really is impacting the way our brains function is stress. I would love to tell you that I have the magic trick that will reduce all of your stress and make life perfect. And that's not true. You know that. But sometimes the things that we do contribute to that daily stress, and living in that sense of fight or flight keeps our stress hormones at a high level. It actually changes our brain. Not just the brain chemistry, but the physical composition of our brain. And it makes it really hard to focus on even the simplest tasks. These are just 3 ways that our daily life contributes to the brain fog. But I'm not here to rain on the parade. I'm here to give you hope and simple strategies that you can start today that are going to help you think clearly, remember the important things, and have less brain fog. Are you ready for that? Okay, so let's tackle dehydration. You know that we all know, not just you, we all know that we need to drink more water. And there are a million opinions on how much water you should drink. And I'm not going to tell you what that right thing is. I'm just going to give you some guidelines to help you get started, to start drinking a little bit more water each day. On average, a good starting place is about 8 glasses a day. So that works out to be about 64 ounces of water. You can get a fancy jug that marks it for you. You can get your favorite cup and fill it up 8 times a day. Whatever simple tricks work for you, you just need more water. One thing that I have found really helpful for me is that I put water on my nightstand and I drink it first thing in the morning. Because after we have slept all night and our bodies worked really hard to do all the recovery that happens, our bodies naturally dehydrate overnight. So having water first thing in the morning, first of all, is great for your body and it wakes you up faster, but it wakes your brain up too. And then you've already kicked off the day before you've even gotten out of bed with 1 glass of water down. I also recommend that you drink a glass with each meal. So you see how we're starting to ramp up and we're building it into the habits we already have. It's what James Clear calls habit stacking. And it's psychologically so helpful because when you already have that habitual activity that you do on autopilot, when you add a new habit to it, it's easier to remember. It's easier to incorporate it in your day. So find ways that you can combine it with the things that you're already doing. Drink a glass in the morning. Drink a glass between your coffee cups, between your cups of coffee. Maybe you're like, I don't really like the way it tastes. Been there. One thing that helped me was doing a flavored water. So you can add a sparkling water in. You could do something like a hint water where it just has a little tiny bit of something. You can add fresh fruit to your water. But do whatever you need to do to get your water. Maybe that is also replacing some of your other drinks. Maybe replacing your pop at lunch with water. Just those simple steps switch things out and help you make sure that you're staying hydrated. It's really one of the easiest things that we can do to make our brain work better. Because when our brain works better, we work better. And then we can actually be more productive, which most of us really want, without a massive overhaul to our life or our calendar. The second daily habit that was giving us trouble was movement. And for most of us, we have to sit at our desk and work. Now, I know some people that work from home will get a walking pad and they'll do a standing desk and they'll walk. I can't multitask like that. So for me, what I do is I incorporate breaks in my day. Every few hours, I will get up and leave my office, walk to the kitchen, walk, outside and get the mail, just move. Now, you may be in a traditional office and you're like, okay, what do I do? Just standing at your desk, moving around, take a couple steps in your cube, walk to the break room, walk to the bathroom. You can do some stretching. If you've got some good music and you can play music at work, you can do a dance break. Just moving your body increases your blood flow. So remember, we talked earlier about how blood flow is key for brain function. That's why you have to keep moving. If you wear some kind of health watch, you can also set reminders on there and it will actually tell you to get up and move. So just incorporate simple movement. You don't have to go for a run. You don't have to have a serious workout. This is just stretching your muscles, walking, moving your body in simple ways. Because the other thing that it does is that will release endorphins, which are mood boosting chemicals in our body that actually also improve our brain function. So just get up and move, walking for 5 or 10 minutes every couple of hours, just to get that blood flow going again. Now, we're going to talk about stress and how to reduce it. Again, I wish that I had some magic wand and I could just make it all go away. Stress is a part of our lives. So sometimes it's simply learning to manage it better. And sometimes we have to make some changes and set some boundaries. Some of those boundaries that are more in our control are to limit our doom scrolling, to limit our exposure to the world news. Our brains were not created to manage that kind of stress and to carry that heavy load of not only our own problems, but the world's problems. It's simply too much. So to reduce our stress, we're going to set some boundaries around when during the day and how much we're going to scroll or watch the news. Another great way to reduce stress is to start using a gratitude journal. My business coach actually recommends that I start and end my day every day this way, with 3 things that I'm grateful for and 3 people that I helped or impacted during the day. You're creating this habit so your brain will start to look for the good things, the things that you're going to write down. It will create a task for you, and your brain will start to search out throughout the day. What am I grateful for? What made me happy? Who was I able to help? And this simple strategy can take 2 to 3 minutes a day, but make a huge impact in the day-to-day reduction of stress. But it also is a great mood booster. Now, the last suggestion that I'm going to give you today for reducing stress is music. There's something powerful about music and the way that it impacts our body and mind. Find some soft music to listen to when things feel really stressed. Maybe instead of your normal radio station in the car, you listen to something soft and instrumental. The other thing that I love is nature sounds. There's something so soothing about listening to the waves at the beach, but we can't all live at the beach. So having some kind of soundtrack that you can play to help you relax your mind and your body in those high stress situations is going to help your body relax, get you out of fight or flight, and be able to think clearly. When we can think clearly, we make better decisions, we are able to handle the problems that come our way, and we're able to tackle the simple day-to-day things. With just a few daily shifts in these habits, you can have mental clarity. Today, my encouragement to you is make a plan to implement these 3 good daily habits so that you can get back to thinking clearly and reduce your brain fog. Friend, if you're listening in today and brain fog is making the simplest decisions and clear thinking feel harder than it used to, and you just want your brain to feel sharp, that's exactly why I'm creating my new workshop. Your brain's not broken. It's just overloaded. If you'd like to be the first to know when the workshop opens, you can add your name to the wait list. You can see the link in the show notes. I'll also send you a bonus, my simple 15-minute brain reset. You can try it right away and think clearer today. Thanks for joining me today. If you're ready to create margin in your life and a sustainable rhythm built for you and your family, you're in the right place. And until next week, take your daily 15 to create margin for what matters most.